Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Sister wives Janelle Brown finally buys her own property. Janelle Brown recently visited her daughter, Maddie Brown Brush in North Carolina, and now the news arrived that the Sister Wives star has purchased some property there. It comes hot on the heels of another business venture that she started. TLC star Janelle Brown moved on from Cody. The former second wife of Cody Brown liked Flagstaff, and she wanted to develop her property on Coyote Pass long before he wanted. Remember, she talked about greenhouses and food-to-table veg. In fact, in the last season of the TLC show, he seemed to deliberately prevent her from that. Fans hoped that she would sue him for money that she contributed to the family. Since then, she moved on and she's going on doing things without him, it seems. Recently, Janelle Brown opened a flower business in Flagstaff, so the latest news about North Carolina seems a bit contradictory. Perhaps she will split her time between both locations. In time, that will no doubt become clear, but for now, what started as a rumor by Michael T. Padron seems to have become a fact. Michael T. hinted that she might soon live near Janelle in North Carolina. Perhaps because of that, the news leaked that Cody's former second wife was interested in property near Maddie Brown Brush. This week, In Touch Weekly confirmed that Janelle purchased land in the state. The report about the Sister Wives star confirmed that Janelle Brown paid $289,000 for a property in NC. The outlet explained that the TLC star purchased a 156-acre property in Chocowinity, North Carolina, on March 28. Interestingly, it's listed as agricultural land. Maddie, who lives in Greenville, is only about a half-hour drive away. A dream for a long time. The move from Las Vegas seemed to suit Janelle. Once she arrived in Flagstaff, she fell in love with the mountains and access to a more rural lifestyle. Soon she signed up to learn more about indigenous plants. And she loved going to the farmer's market until COVID stopped that for a while. Since she left Cody, she's lived extensively in her RV and traveled a lot. It sounds like she might have finally found a place to settle that will curb her itchy feet. Janelle Brown took a deep breath as she stood before the entrance of her new property. The crisp morning air of Flagstaff filled her lungs, and she felt an unfamiliar, yet thrilling, sense of independence wash over her. For years she had dreamed of this moment. A place to call her own, free from the complex entanglements of plural marriage and the web of emotions that came with it. Now, that dream was a reality. The decision hadn't been easy. Leaving behind the shared family property at Coyote Pass, with all its unfulfilled promises and unspoken tensions, had been a monumental step. But Janelle knew it was the right one. For too long, she had put her needs and aspirations on hold, sacrificing for the greater good of the Brown family. Now it was time to reclaim her life. As she walked the perimeter of her new land, Janelle couldn't help but smile. The property was perfect. 10 acres of lush, rolling hills, dotted with mature trees that offered shade and a sense of seclusion. There was a small creek that meandered through the landscape, its gentle babbling a soothing soundtrack to her newfound solitude. She envisioned a cozy home nestled among the trees, a garden bursting with flowers and vegetables, and perhaps even a few chickens to complete the idyllic picture. Janelle's thoughts drifted back to the day she had made the decision to buy this property. It had been a turning point, a moment of clarity amidst the chaos. Cody's increasingly erratic behavior and the constant shifting dynamics between the sister wives had taken a toll on her. The breaking point came when she realized that her happiness and sense of self-worth were no longer tied to the collective vision of Coyote Pass. She needed space, both physical and emotional. Rediscover who she was outside of the plural marriage. Support from her children had been overwhelming. They had seen the toll that the family tensions had taken on her and encouraged her to take this step. Janelle's bond with her children had always been strong, and their unwavering support gave her the courage to move forward. Even Cristin, who had navigated her own path to independence, had been a source of inspiration and encouragement. Cristine's journey out of the plural marriage had been fraught with its own challenges, but it had shown Janelle that there was life beyond the confines of their shared lifestyle. Cristin had found happiness and fulfillment on her own terms, and Janelle wanted that for herself as well. As Janelle walked through the tall grass, she thought about the many plans she had for this property. She had always loved gardening, and the idea of cultivating her own land filled her with excitement. She imagined rows of vibrant flowers, fragrant herbs, and fresh vegetables growing under the warm Arizona sun. There was something profoundly satisfying about the thought of nurturing the land and watching it flourish. She also thought about the house she would build, a modest yet comfortable home that reflected her tastes and needs. It would be a place where she could finally relax, free from the constant scrutiny and expectations that had been a part of her life for so long. She envisioned cozy nooks for reading, a spacious kitchen for cooking her favorite meals, and a large porch where she could sit and watch the sunset. Janelle's thoughts were interrupted by the sound of a car pulling up the dirt road. She turned to see her daughter Maddie, stepping out of the vehicle. Maddie had driven up from North Carolina to help her mother settle into her new life. The sight of her daughter's smiling face filled Janelle with warmth. "Mom, this place is amazing," Maddie exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder as she took in the scenery. "I can't believe it's all yours." Janelle hugged her daughter tightly. "I know, right? It still feels a bit surreal." The two women spent the rest of the day exploring the property, discussing plans, and dreaming about the future. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the landscape, Janelle felt a deep sense of contentment. For the first time in years, she felt like she was exactly where she was meant to be. That evening, they built a small campfire and sat under the stars, talking about everything and nothing. Janelle felt a sense of peace settle over her. This was the beginning of a new chapter, one where she could prioritize her own happiness and well-being. As the fire crackled and the night grew darker, Janelle thought about the journey that had brought her to this point. It had been filled with challenges and hardtack, but it had also been a journey of growth and self-discovery. She had learned to stand up for herself, to prioritize her needs, and to embrace change. Janelle knew that the road ahead would not be without its obstacles. Building a new life from scratch was daunting, but she felt ready for the challenge. She was determined to make this property a sanctuary, a place where she could thrive and find joy in the simple things. In the distance, the outline of the mountains stood against the starry sky, a reminder of the beauty and strength of the land she now called home. Janelle felt a deep sense of gratitude for this opportunity to start anew. She had taken a bold step toward independence, and she knew that this was just the beginning of a beautiful journey. As she sat by the fire with her daughter, Janelle looked out over her property and smiled. This was her land, her future, and her chance to live life on her own terms, and she couldn't wait to see what the future held.